Welcome back to Fame Frame, where we spotlight Hollywood's timeless icons and unforgettable moments. Today, we're rewinding the clock to revisit the captivating allure of Suzanne Pleshette, a name that still evokes style, wit, and fearless glamour. While many remember her best as Emily Hartley from The Bob Newhart Show, where she played the intelligent, charming wife with impeccable comedic timing, there's another side to Suzanne that many have forgotten, or perhaps never fully discovered. Long before the age of filters, social media, and curated celebrity branding, Suzanne Pleshette was radiating effortless allure in photos that still dazzle today. Her presence in 1960s and 70s Hollywood was striking, and not just because of her undeniable beauty. Suzanne had a presence that defied the norms of her time. She wasn't simply the girl next door or the stereotypical starlet. She was something far more layered, daring, and magnetic. From classic studio promo shots to bold magazine features, her images weren't just pretty, they were powerful. Whether draped in a silky robe or commanding the red carpet in curve-hugging couture, she exuded a confidence that couldn't be faked. Her smoky voice, piercing gaze, and poised elegance created a mystique that photographers adored and audiences couldn't forget. Even in black and white, her photos felt vividly alive. Some of her most iconic images featured sheer fabrics, subtly suggestive poses, and a raw charisma that practically leapt off the page. Yet nothing ever felt cheap or forced. That's because Suzanne wasn't playing a part. She embodied every bit of what it meant to be stylish, sultry, and self-assured. She famously once said, "I'm not a sex symbol, I'm a sex character," a quote that captures exactly what made her so unique. Suzanne didn't chase attention. She owned it. She didn't rely on shock value to make a statement. Instead, she let her natural presence and intelligence redefine what on-screen femininity could be. Her brand of allure was timeless, seductive without being overt, sophisticated without being cold. In fact, that mix of boldness and subtlety is what makes her legacy so striking even decades later. In an era where many actresses were expected to either fit into cookie-cutter roles or tone down their personality, Suzanne stood out with integrity and poise. Fans and co-stars often described her as magnetic, not only for her looks but for her unshakable sense of identity. She walked into a room like she owned it, yet carried herself with grace rather than ego. That rare blend of confidence and warmth translated seamlessly into every photo, making even the most posed moments feel intimate and authentic. Today, we scroll through endless celebrity selfies, enhanced with apps and perfected through editing, but few leave the kind of lasting impression Suzanne Pleshette did with just a single glance. Her vintage glamour photos still resonate because they weren't just about appearances. They were about attitude, presence, and originality. There was a kind of electricity in her eyes, a knowing smile that suggested she was always a step ahead. She didn't need to be outrageous to be noticed. She simply was. And in doing so, she set a tone for elegance that sizzled without ever losing its class. Her career may have taken place decades ago, but her influence and image remain eternal. If you've never taken the time to explore Suzanne Pleshette's photo archives, now is the perfect time. You might be surprised by just how provocative and progressive classic Hollywood could be. Her photos are more than historical artifacts. They're visual testaments to a woman who refused to be boxed in, who brought complexity to every character and charisma to every frame. Here at Fame Frame, we live for these kinds of revelations, those powerful moments when old Hollywood reminds us just how ahead of its time it truly was. Suzanne Pleshette wasn't just a product of her era. She helped define it. Her images, her words, and her performances are all part of a lasting legacy that proves style, substance, and sensuality can absolutely coexist. So if you're a fan of hidden photo gems, timeless beauty, and stars who made a lasting mark by being unapologetically themselves, hit that like button, leave a comment sharing your favorite Suzanne moment, and don't forget to subscribe. There's so much more to uncover as we continue our journey through Hollywood's most iconic, inspiring, and unforgettable faces.